Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Anisa. I have posted the purpose of making this channel in its description. So I will post here educational and sometimes motivational videos. So today I will discuss one of the important aspect from our daily life, and it's about aging. So all of us have to face this phenomena in our lifetime. So I will discuss biology of aging today. So it's just a quote. So if we define aging, so it's the progressive physiological changes in an organism that lead to but not always decline of biological functions. We use the phrase not always because not all the aspects of aging are negative. So it actually involves the changes that an organism has accumulated during its lifetime. So the branch of biology that studies the mechanism of aging is known as gerontology. So some of the changes that occur in cells biochemistry when a person becomes aged, and these are increase in pigments and fatty substances inside the cell membrane composition changes. As we know that cell membrane is made up of phospholipids, proteins and cholesterol. So when person becomes aged, so with aging the concentration of these substances and the composition of these substances in our cell membrane changes. Also, the cross linkages between the sulfur atoms on DNA is observed. Ribosomal RNA and number of ribosomes decreases, as a result of which protein production in our body decreases. So here are some of the theories which explain that why mutation occur in our body, why aging occur. So one of which is spontaneous mutations. So mutations in genes were proposed as a cause of aging by physicist Leo Szilard and biochemist Denham Harman in 1937. So according to this theory, that the unserviceable mutations or unserviceable DNA damage that occur to it may lead to apoptosis or other types of cellular senescence, and that may result in aging. So this damage is not only to nuclear DNA but also to mitochondrial DNA. So when DNA is damaged, so it will obviously interfere with the functioning normal functioning of the cell, and this is more prominent in a person who is aged or who is under the process of aging. Then we have a free radical theory. So this theory is proposed by Dan M. Harman in 1956. So according to this theory, the cumulative oxidative damage to free radicals is one of the leading cause of aging. So what are these free radicals and how these free radicals are produced in our body? So these free radicals are very reactive species, and they are produced as a result of normal metabolic processes that are occurring inside our body, and several external things such as chemical radiations, cigarette smoking, ultraviolet radiations may also induce the production of these free radicals in our body. So these free radicals actually produce a chain reaction in our body and they damage various proteins, lipids and carbohydrates molecules in our body. So whenever as the person is being exposed to these environmental factors over years, so the accumulation of these free radicals in our body increases, and as a result of which we can see the damage in one's body, and this damage may appears in the form of aging. So it is also one of the neuroendocrine theory is also one of the important theory of that explains the phenomena of aging. So it was proposed by Vladimir Delman and Wardane MD in 1954. So according to this theory, that as we know that our endocrine system is under the control of our nervous system. So hypothalamus, which is the part of brain, actually controls the function of various glands in our body. So when due to aging, the functionality of hypothalamus declines, as a result of which the function of several other hormones also declines. As we know that these hormones are under the control of the signal that is generated by the hypothalamus of brain. So as a result of which hormone production in our body decreases, and we can see several physiological and anatomical changes. For example, if the level of progesterone and estrogen in the woman decreases, then it may result in menopause in women. Then also immune system also declines during aging. Then we have a cross-linking or glycation hypothesis of aging. So according to this theory, when a person becomes aged, then our proteins, DNA and other structural molecules develop inappropriate attachments or cross-links to each other. So in this diagram we can see that these proteins are making attachments with sugar molecules and they are forming glycated proteins, and then they convert into AGA metabolites, which are called as advanced glycolated end products or advanced glycation end products. So these are actually modified forms of protein, and they are non-functional proteins, and as a result of which we can see a defect in signaling pathway, gene expression, we can see defects in gene expression, our immune response decreases, we can see a large number of DNA damage, and hormonal regulation also got disturbed due to these things. So this is one of the cause that is responsible for causing aging. So another important theory is replicative senescence hypothesis. So according to this, Hayflick found that many human cells have limited capacity to reproduce themselves. So this is because each of the embryonic and newborn tissue can undergo about 40 to 60 cell divisions, but then they divide no more. That means their telomere got shortened. So whenever a cell divides, then after each successive division the length of the telomere got shortened, and as a result of which the point 60 cell divisions, that telomere disappears and the cell don't divides further. So this is the point from where the cell start dying or cell apoptosis occur, and as a result of which we can see the symptoms of aging. So here are some of the diseases that are commonly associated with aging, and they are Alzheimer's disease, which is actually the degeneration of brain cells, which may lead to dementia. Then we have a frailty syndrome. So it is characterized by poor health, and then person show multiple physiological symptoms regarding poor health in this syndrome. We have a sarcopenia, in which a loss of skeletal muscle mass and function can be seen. Then there is a Parkinson disease, in which we can see, which is a central nervous system disorder, and it especially affects our movement, and we can see shaking in one's hand and legs, the person which is affected with Parkinson disease. So if we talk about its prevention, so there is no prevention to aging. However, we can delay the aging by adopting a healthy lifestyle, by adopting certain positive attitude toward our life, by eating we should add omega-3 fatty acid in our food, because it is one of the unsaturated fat, and it is good for our health, while we should reduce the consumption of saturated fats in our diet. So we should quit smoking and drinking alcohol, as we studied before that smoking is one of the major cause of producing free radicals in our body. So we should drink enough water, as it keeps us hydrated. Then we should exercise regularly, and we should keep positive attitude toward our life. So if you like this video, then please share with your friends. Also subscribe this channel, please.